Most Christian dual-income families aren't building wealth. They're securing mediocrity, and they don't even realize it. If your household depends on both incomes just to survive, you don't own your life. Your expenses do, and that's not freedom. That's fragility. Here's the thing. Two incomes feels responsible. It feels mature. It feels modern. It feels safe. And in theory, it should be powerful. More income, more stability, more options. But here's what most people don't realize. Two incomes don't automatically create margin. They create capacity. And most people use that capacity to inflate their lifestyle. You upgrade the house, you upgrade the cars, you upgrade the vacations, you outsource time, you normalize eating out because we're exhausted. You pay for childcare, you pay for convenience, you pay to maintain the pace that requires two incomes in the first place, and slowly, without ever meaning to, you build a life that requires maximum output to maintain. You didn't build margin, you built maintenance, and maintenance is expensive. Let's break this down, not emotionally, mathematically. Let's say one spouse earns $70,000, the other earns $55,000. Combined, $125,000. But now let's subtract reality. Full-time childcare in many states, $12,000 to $20,000 per year per child. Two kids, you're at $25,000 to $35,000. Now add commuting costs, two vehicles, insurance, gas, maintenance. Conservatively, $10,000 to $15,000 per year combined. Now look at taxes. That second income is taxed at your highest marginal rate. It's not taxed like the first dollar, it's taxed like the last. So that $55,000 salary, after federal, state, payroll taxes, you might bring home $38,000 to $42,000. Now subtract childcare, subtract commuting, subtract work clothes, subtract eating out because you're tired. Subtract outsourcing tasks because you don't have time. What's left? Sometimes shockingly little. And here's where it gets really uncomfortable. With two incomes, people often qualify for larger mortgages. Larger mortgages become larger obligations. And once you lock that in, you've eliminated optionality. You didn't build freedom, you built overhead. And overhead is a jealous master. Scripture says the borrower is servant to the lender. But we rarely apply that to lifestyle. If your house payment requires two full-time salaries to sustain, who is serving who? If one income disappearing would collapse the system, you don't have resilience, you have exposure. Now let me say this clearly. This is not about wives working. This is not about legalism. This is not about some rigid formula. This is about intentionality. There are families where two incomes are strategic, purposeful, temporary, goal-oriented. But that's different from default. The danger is not dual income. The danger is dual dependency. There's a difference. A powerful household says, we can operate on two incomes. A fragile household says, we must operate on two incomes. That distinction changes everything. You negotiate from fear. You stay in jobs you hate. You tolerate burnout. You avoid risk. You can't pivot. You can't rest. You can't downshift. You've engineered a system that demands maximum output indefinitely. That's not stewardship. That's survival with nicer furniture. Freedom isn't built by maximizing income. It's built by minimizing dependency, minimizing fixed costs, minimizing lifestyle inflation, minimizing the number of things that must go right every month, and maximizing margin. Margin is biblical. Margin is peace. Margin is the ability to say no. Margin is the ability to step back. Margin is the ability to obey when God calls you somewhere uncertain. If your life cannot flex, it is not free. So here's the question. If one income disappeared tomorrow, would your system collapse or would it adjust? Because the goal isn't to make more. The goal is to need less. That's how you build leverage. That's how you build resilience. That's how you build wealth. And that's how you build a life that serves God, not overhead. And that works.